Hello, Brokers Group. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you enjoyed your donuts this morning. Thank you very much for watching our video. I'm going to turn it over to my business partner and my husband, Craig Stevenson, to share some news with you about our buyers.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to you. I bet you didn't know how much the pre-qualification amount of your buyers is being artificially lowered right now by their lender, or know why that would happen or how it could happen. I'll give you a clue. The answer lies in what makes Peninsula Mortgage so effective and how our realtor partners in 2019 saw such a bump in their sales after we were able to start partnering with them over what they'd been doing before. I want to take you through the anatomy of a pre-qualification. There's some things you should know, some things that are hidden, behind the scenes stuff that affects you directly, and we can help you with. If you take a pre-qualification and you have 5 different underwriters, 5 different lenders, and we look at how your buyer is being handled and what's happening, I bet you thought they're pretty consistent. It is not. You get 5 different pre-qualification amounts, 5 different set of requirements for both down payment and their limits for what they can, how much house they can afford. Here's what's going on. The debts, most people know, your realtors know, that we have what are called debt to income ratios. We take how much income they are allowed to be counted by the underwriters, how much debt they have. We compare it. That's the ratio, debt to income ratio. And so then from your pre-qualification, they're told how much home they can afford and how much down payment they have to have in order to buy that, right? Here's what's going on. First, the debts. The debts come off the buyer's credit report. Now, they're usually pretty clear and they're pretty consistent between lenders. You have 5 different underwriters looking at the debts. They're going to have pretty much the same answer for how much the monthly payments are that your buyers have to pay. So that's not the problem with this debt to income ratio we're talking about. Income is what's going on. How the income is counted, you have 5 different numbers from the underwriters on how much income they're allowed to be counted for your buyer. So what's going on? What's happening? I bet you didn't know it could vary quite that much, or what's going on. Aren't you just tallying up numbers? I get asked this a lot. Aren't you just counting beans, counting how much money they make, and then we divide it up, and then that's it, right? Nope. Each lender chooses how they count up the income. They choose how they count the beans, if you will, and how many beans they're going to choose to count. Even if there's money right there on the table that the borrower is actually earning, they may choose to not count it. I don't know if you knew that, but that happens all the time. Each lender has a list of voluntary, self-imposed rules that they enforce on your buyers. That even though they say they're using conventional guidelines, even though they say they're all using the same standardized approach, it's conventional loan, right? Same rules. The conventional guidelines, they will voluntarily put additional self-imposed rules on your buyers that limits how much income they're allowed to count. This pushes down their pre-qualification amount voluntarily, and it's only applicable at the place that your buyers walked into or contacted online. For example, self-employment income can be counted dramatically different depending on the rules that particular shop or underwriter is choosing to put upon themselves. How much down payment is required for a second home. Maybe your buyers already own a place in Edmonds and they're trying to buy a place up here. How much down payment do you have to get to this better financing? That's all, a lot of it in-house and very different, and it really affects what your folks can qualify for. How much overtime is able to be counted? How long do they have to be working at their new job? All of these things. That's all, a lot of that is made up and self-imposed by the risk managers at the particular place that is looking at the pre-qual. These self-imposed rules are hidden in the body of the pre-qual. You never see them. They're just, all you see is the artificially lowered pre-qual amount, and you didn't even know what it could have been. And this is the thing I'm wanting to communicate to you about how your sales are linked so closely to something that is not transparent. It's hidden. That's why today, more than ever, Peninsula Mortgage's independent status as a lender. We're not owned by a corporate chain. We fund the loans ourselves. We're our own correspondent bank. And by being independent, we don't have a set of additional rules that are put upon the conventional guidelines. We literally get to count what the buyer's entitled to for their guidelines, for VA or conventional or whatever the guidelines we're working with. They have full access to their rightful pre-qual amount. We don't have artificial limits that are pushing down their qualifications. Just think about how many buyers you've had leave town where they didn't make an offer because they didn't find a house that was in their price range. They're just a little bit higher, they would have been okay, but they didn't have that much down payment that they were told they needed to have, or they were told they couldn't qualify for that amount. So they didn't write an offer, they went home. That's how you guys do your business. That's directly linking to everything, and that's where we can help. Everything from logistics on second home underwriting, how much down payment, all of that, we can help with the flexibility and coming up with an expertly crafted plan to give them confidence to make an offer today while they're in town for the amounts that actually get them a house that they actually want to buy, which is what we're in the business of doing, right? That's what we're helping everybody. Look, we're going to help you. If we can help you by getting your buyers their fully entitled qualification amounts, they'll be able to offer amounts that are more in tune with the houses they're looking for. You'll have more sales. We know this. We've measured it. We've seen it. I'd like to. I believe that that you shouldn't just kind of talk and not put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. So I'm willing to say this. Let me take a second opinion on your pre-qualifications. I know you've got lenders you work with that you're happy with. I'm telling you that hidden in the body of their pre-qualification and the anatomy of the pre-qual of your buyers, there is hidden limits that are keeping and holding back your sales. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll take a second opinion or a second look on your pre-qualifications for your buyers. We'll show you that increase. And as a thank you and as a gesture of wanting to partner with you, we'll pay for your clients' appraisals. Peninsula Mortgage will cover for the appraisal fee. I'm usually able to get appraisal waivers for a good chunk of our conventional financers these days, as an aside, which is wonderful. Speeds up the logistics for everybody involved. So in those cases, if I get an appraisal waiver, we'll give your buyers a $700 credit towards their closing costs. So they still get the appraisal waiver, but they still get a benefit of that. That's because they're part of our partnership with you. And our chance and our interest to try and show you that there is a difference between having independent expert pre-qualification, one that gives your buyers their full maximum capacity and is the fairest, most true answer to the question of what am I qualified to buy in a place in Sequim. Our goal is to help partner with you and help increase your sales. I'm grateful for the chance to talk to you, and I look forward to working more with you guys in 2020 and going forward. Thank you. Here's Nikki.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.